Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to talk about 5 different hugs guys give you and what they mean. Now, the reason that I wanted to do this video was because I feel like there's a lot of different ways a guy is gonna show you that he likes you, but one of the main things that he's gonna do is he's gonna show you and give you those ways based on how he acts when he's around you. And whenever you see somebody that you really like, one of the main things that you might do is give them a hug. So because that's like one of the main things you do, I thought that for today's video, we would talk about 5 different hugs that he's gonna give you, and based on whether or not you can tell like from these hugs how he's feeling, there are gonna be some little things that you can kind of pick up on that might give you some signs on how he's feeling when you're with him. So if you can think of any other different ways that you've been hugged by a guy, let me know in the comments down below. Also, before I start today's video, I get a lot of questions on Instagram and in the comments of these videos, and one of the ways that you guys can actually send me a question that I will see right away is the link that's in my description right now. So if you go down there, you'll see it. Just click on it, go and leave me a question, and then I will answer it as soon as I can. And I always want to like help you guys out and be able to answer all of your questions. So if you do have one, just let me know. But with that being said, here are 5 different types of hugs a guy will give you and what they mean. So the first one that I want to talk to you guys about, and one that you might have had before and had a guy do to you, is one of the hugs where you only get one of his arms. He doesn't give you a full hug. Now, there's a couple reasons why a guy will not hug you with both arms and only hug you with one. And the reason is because he's either really nervous or he's in a situation where he feels like he's just really good friends with you. Anytime you're going to hug somebody and you notice that like as soon as you get close to them, they kind of turn their body and they only give you half of them, that just shows you that like that person might be really nervous, or like if you guys have never hugged before, he might not know like what way to hug you or like what to do. So yeah, that's the first one. Definitely those one-arm hugs are ones that guys are gonna give you when they first give you a hug. Alright, so the second type of hug that I know a lot of you guys have had before is the etiquette hug. So that basically means that anytime you show up somewhere and you see that guy and there's a bunch of other people around you, he'll give you this hug that's not like a full hug. It doesn't really show how he's feeling. It's more of just like he's hugging you because he's saying hi. Now, the interesting thing about these hugs, I feel, is that anytime he's giving you a hug to say hi, one of the things that he might do is actually give you a longer hug than he gives other people. So if you notice that this happens, and you can kind of see it, like you notice that he just hugged somebody and it wasn't that long, and then he hugged you and for some reason it was like 5 seconds longer. That is a really good sign that he probably has some feelings for you and that he's interested in you. That's one of the ways that he's gonna do it, and he doesn't even have to say anything if he does that. That's also one of, I think, guys' like favorite situations if they really do like a girl, because then anytime we show up anywhere and we see you and we like you and we don't want to tell you, we get to give you a hug anyway because everybody else is doing it. So yeah, that's the second one. Those like etiquette hugs are definitely something that guys love. Alright, so the next type of hug, I think that some of you guys may have got this before, but it kind of shows that you guys are just really good friends. And so the hug is when like you're hugging somebody and you notice that they're patting you on the back or they're like rubbing your back, and you'll notice that when you're hugging somebody that you really like and they really like you back, they're not gonna pat your back, they're gonna squeeze you as tight as they can. And I think like a pat on the back almost shows that like you're there for somebody, or you like feel for someone in like a friendship kind of way. So yeah, it's kind of like in that category. And you'll notice that like somebody who really does like you more than a friend probably won't pat your back. So yeah, that's the third one. Alright, so the next one, this hug is definitely one of the ones that you want to get from somebody that you really like. And one of the ways that they're gonna do it is they're either gonna put their arms around your waist and give you a hug, or you're gonna notice that anytime they give you a hug, they're gonna hold on to you so tight and you're gonna be able to feel that there's something different there behind that hug. The first way when a guy puts his hands around your waist, I think that that just shows that he's really trying to like embrace you like fully. And if you have your arms around his neck and his like shoulders, it gives them like the opportunity to just like hold you a lot closer. And I don't know, like coming from a guy, it feels really good when a girl hugs you like when their arms are above yours. Now also, when a guy is giving you a hug, if you notice that he's holding on really tight and he's like squeezing you kind of, but not like too much, that definitely means that like there's some feelings there and he's trying to get them across. And if he is a shy guy, this might be one of the main ways that he's gonna show you that. So yeah, that's the fourth one. If he grabs you by the waist, or if you notice that he's just hugging you for longer and a little bit harder than usual, then that is a really good sign. So the fifth type of hug is always one that's really fun and funny to see when it happens to somebody else. And that hug is when somebody is so awkward around another person that when they go to give them a hug, you never see their bodies touch. Like the only thing that touches is their arms and their shoulders. I think that what happens in like why this hug happens is because somebody feels so awkward around the other person that when they give them a hug, it feels like they're almost too close to that person. So they almost have to like lean forward and hunch their shoulders and make sure that their body doesn't touch. If you've seen this happen to somebody else, you definitely can see that there's like something weird going on because the hug doesn't really look normal and it's something that you don't see all the time. But yeah, the awkward hug does exist and it doesn't mean that it will always be like that with that person. That's the fifth kind of hug that a guy might give you if he does have feelings for you. He's just really awkward. Alright, so those are the 5 different hugs that I wanted to tell you guys about. I feel like if a guy does like you, eventually you're gonna experience one of these hugs. So if you have before and you can relate to this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have more questions about these, like I said at the beginning of this video, you can click the link in the description of this video and go there and leave me a question and I will respond to it as fast as I can. But yeah, there's always gonna be like different situations that we get ourselves into when it comes to relationships. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. I love you guys so much. And as always, I will see you next Saturday in next week's video. Bye!